This is a very attractive story. It is developed at the Big Depression time and tells the story of two men looking for work in a big ranch, with the objective to gain enough money to buy their own farmland. In terms of how is narrated the environment, the narrator gives to the reader details very well developed, allowing us to imagine each detail of nature, its scenes, and dialogues. One example was that, at the very beginning, the narrator offered us an introduction in which he described the nature and the area that suggests us the story will be developed in a rural place. Here we have an example. The day was going fast now. Only the tops of the Gavilan Mountains flamed. With the light of the sun, they had gone from the valley. A water snake slipped along on the pool, its head held up like a little periscope. The reeds jerked also. The narrator introduced the two main characters who are traveling from the wheat ranch to other ranch. Their names are Lenny and George. We could say that the narrator is omniscient because he knows what is happening, what the characters feel and think, what is happening in the area surrounding them, and know all the facts that appear in the story. Across the story, we follow this particular couple who are always traveling together from one place to another looking for work. And as the story is developed, we know that something tragic could happen before in the wheat ranch, done by Lenny. In fact, George is always telling him that if he makes some problems, he has to hide in the bush. When they are talking, we discover that Lenny is a little mentally retarded, and he has a fascination for fondle rats. He is a very big and strong guy, but not too much intelligent. In fact, he reminds us the big guy from the movie The Green Mile. On the other hand, George is the person who is in charge of taking care about Lenny. He is the smart guy, who is always planning about the future. Both are thinking about save some money to one day buy their own farmland. But George always is telling Lenny to stay quiet and silent. And if he does it, George will allow him to look after some bunnies because Lenny is always picking rats, but he fondled them until death. They finally arrive to the bunkhouse, where almost all the story will be developed. Here we know some ranch workers and the owner of the ranch. Again, we have to remark how well it describes the place, allowing us to imagine the place with too many details. Here appear some characters that are going to keep some dialogues with the main characters, and some of them have more relevant roles than others. They enjoy playing cards, drinking beer, and also visiting some warehouses. We could say that each of them symbolizes something. Candy, the old man, owner of an old dog as him, is afraid of being fired and wants to buy a ranch with George and Lenny, and actually he has been saving some money and proposed them the deal. Curly, the boss, is like the antagonist of the story, a vile man who is always pushing the workers. He is a boxer, so he can feel like he can do anything. But Lenny, in one moment, just broke his hand. He represents the owner of lands that abuse from their employers. Carly's wife All the men say that she is always causing troubles, so it's better that they stay far of her. She is looking for someone to talk, until she found Lenny. Bad mistake. Lenny killed her because she wanted him to touch her hair, but everything went wrong. She represents the ladies in the epoch, always wanted to obey her husband. Slim. He is the boss among the workers. He's strong, skillful, and he knows how to do all in the ranch. He is the one with a big moral, who understands why George and Lenny act like they did. Crooks. He is the black guy, symbol of inferiority and the segregation in the epoch. He has problems in the back and he doesn't like people close to him because he prefers the tranquility in his life. Carlson. He has a little role in the story. He is an old man and he doesn't care other problems. He killed Candy's dog and symbolized the individualism and ego. The story ends with the murder of Curly's wife and all workers looking for Lenny to kill him. Unfortunately, George is the one who killed him. Slim says that Lenny was not bad at all. He was just like a little child and he never wanted to kill nobody. So Lenny is very innocent and pure. Finally, we recognize that the dialogues in the story are very rude and colloquial, and represents correctly the manners of people at that time. The story is realistic, because the author wants to represent as close as possible what happened in the epoch, the issues, and the environment.